You know, sometimes we all have bad takes watching hockey. And honestly, I have had a number of them lately, but last night was one of my worst. Where immediately the first thing that I said with Max Domi being on the ice was, why is this guy taking a defensive zone face-off in overtime? I was like, we are going to get scored on. Every single time Max Domi is in the defensive zone, I don't know about you guys, but immediately I start noticing, I'm like, yeah, Max Domi is in the defensive zone, just turnovers, running all over the place, really struggles in his own zone. But then he skates down the ice and he buries one blocker side. Now, I will say one thing, that he is one of the most frustrating players ever. He can skate really well. He can handle the puck really well. He can shoot, and he can dish it too. So you're kind of thinking to yourself, should this guy be scoring more points? Maybe if he got more time on ice, he would score more points. But this is kind of the way it happened with Max Domi last year as well, where he kind of came on later on in the season, and then he was decent enough in the playoffs, in my opinion. And that was a massive goal for the Maple Leafs to go up 2-0 in the series with the Ottawa Senators. Now, I will preface this by saying that we all know as Leaf fans that, I'm telling you right now, don't count your chickens until they're hatched, or whatever you want to say, because this team has lost in the most amazing ways. I will celebrate this when they seal up the 4th victory. A lot of people are down on the Sens. I still think the Leafs will probably win this series. It's pretty hard to go up 2-0, but we saw it with the Montreal Canadiens where they went up 3-0 and then pissed it all away. So be careful with this one. Stay even keeled. The Leafs are a roller coaster of a hockey team. And another point here, I'm not going to tell you that playoff experience doesn't matter. I think it does. But with Anthony Stolarz, he really hasn't had a lot of playoff experience in his career, really at all. And he has been unbelievable through 2 starts. He has been so good this year, one of the league leaders in save percentage, and he's just been so good. That was such a good pickup by Brad Treliving. And the way that he has remade the Maple Leafs blue line, they have big, rangy defensemen. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, by the way, has been really quite good through a couple of games. Gritty, greasy guy. You know, they got Brandon Carlo back there. They got Chris Tanev, who has been unbelievable. To me, he's a top pair defensive defenseman. I personally don't really like Morgan Rielly that much. I know he's been scoring. I understand that for sure. Now, let's for a second assume that the Maple Leafs can get past Ottawa, which, we're going to just assume that. I'm not saying that will happen, Ottawa Senators fans, if you're listening. But I would say that they need to be much better defensively, because they're probably going to be facing the Florida Panthers in the next round. I think they're going to beat Tampa, in my opinion. So we're looking at a situation where Rielly needs to be much better in his own zone, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching that Rielly and Carlo pairing. I don't think Carlo's been that bad, but it's just something about Morgan Rielly around his net, on the boards. I think he's better than this, but it's just something about him that he just really struggles there. So I just wrote down a bunch of notes that I noticed about the game that I watched. But hey, listen, the Leafs are up 2-0. I'm not going to complain about it. When it comes to my opinion on the Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think that Ottawa looked like a team that thinks that they're playing playoff hockey. And right now, Toronto looks like a team that is actually playing mature playoff hockey. You know, a lot of the time when you have a team that hasn't made the playoffs in a long time and they get in the playoffs, they're almost a little bit too jittery and they're playing something that really isn't playoff hockey, but it seems like it. Oh, they're tough, or they're, in your face. But that's not really how it is. You have to be smartly tough. You have to be, smart and not take a bunch of penalties. And a lot of people are saying that the Leafs had a good whistle. It might be true. I might actually not disagree with that. The Leafs did have a pretty good whistle, although all those were technically probably penalties to some degree. I will concede the point in Game 1. Austin Matthews probably took a bit of a dive there. But, that is, that's playoffs, man. It's all for whatever. You would do whatever you can to win, right? And in my opinion, since this is the last time the Leafs are probably going to have Mitch Marner in a playoff series, they better go on some kind of run. And, it's really interesting to see their fourth line doing really well, too. Like, I really have liked that fourth line. And by the way, Pontus Holmberg has been really good. And I'm watching, I'm like, God, this guy, he's playing really, he has no hands. Like, he really can't finish at all. But he just is so good. Like, you're like, man, he works himself in a great position. He never really is, terrible defensively. Like, he's always on the right side of the puck. Good at carrying the puck into danger areas. Now, he can't finish when he gets into those danger areas, but he's good at getting into those areas. So I kind of understand it from a coach's point of view, where every time Pontus Holmberg is on the ice, the puck is in the other end of the ice, and you're just like, okay, we can let our guys reset. I mean, Pontus Holmberg would be such a valuable player if he could just score a little bit more. Now, that's not going to happen. He scores like a fourth liner. Just a couple of standouts. Scott Lawton has been pretty good. The fourth line has been pretty good. Pontus Holmberg. I would probably look at this point to get David Kampf in the Maple Leafs lineup. I think that he's rangy. He's very good defensively. He's not another guy that really can't score that much, but whatever. I mean, the Ottawa Senators, let's be real, they're not very good defensively. Like, if you can't score goals in the Ottawa Senators, you're pretty much done. I just don't really think that they're great offensively. And for the Senators, Stützle looked really good. So if you're not an Ottawa Senators fan listening to this, Stützle looked really good. I mean, he looked quite dangerous in that game. I liked him a lot. So anyways, I just wanted to touch on that last game by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hopefully they can go up 3-0 and actually maybe even sweep the series. I don't know if that's going to happen. I still think Ottawa is going to be able to take one or two of these games. Anyways, if you can make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, guys. And make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.